Welcome to another one of our lunch break summer topics. We're going to get started in just a moment, but you can help us by remembering to mute yourself and keep muted as we go along so that there's not a lot of background noise. We're asking that as we go through to rename yourself, if you know how to do that, first, last, and your major, as we can helps us see who we have in the room. Feel free to ask any questions you might have in the chat. And remember, as we go through orientation in the summer, Zoom was not our first choice either, but we're here making the best of the situation that we have. So it does work best if everybody engages with one another. So today, we will do a quick introduction from the staff and students that I have in the room with us. We'll do a little bit of trivia. I'll turn it over to Anna Rogers from LA2 Field Hockey to do the main part of the presentation today. We'll allow for any questions that anybody has for her. We'll do a little bit more trivia. We'll highlight some areas of campus, and then we'll allow for questions and answers on any topic that you guys may have. So we'll do some quick introductions, and I always like to do it in the order that I see people on my screen for the staff. And so today that is going to be Trinity, Kalila, and Tatum. And then I'll allow Anna to introduce herself, and we'll do a little bit of trivia, and then I'll turn it over to her. So Trinity, Kalila, Tatum, and then Anna, if you could just introduce yourselves in that order really quick.
Hi, everyone. I'm Trinity. I am a graduate from LHU from May 2019. I graduated with degrees in English and criminal justice, and I currently work for the university at the Clearfield campus as a student activities advisor and a resident manager.
Hi, I'm Kalila. I'm a sophomore. My major is psychology, and I am an RA for LHU.
Hi, my name's Tatum. I'm a sophomore as well, and my major is the pre-PA track.
And I'm Anna Rogers. I am the assistant field hockey coach here at Lock Haven University. I'm also the co-advisor for our Student Veterans Alliance, and I'll be presenting for you today.
All right, thanks everyone. And so if you've joined us for the past few sessions, we'd like to do a little bit of trivia every time. There is a prize involved. The disclaimer being that the prize won't be available until you come back in the fall semester, so you'll have to come grab it from my office, but we will hold it for you. Basically, it'll be a shirt and a bunch of other Lock Haven branded gear that I don't have the capability to ship right now because we're all remote and I'm not actually anywhere near my storage closet on campus. First question is, if you can name this field in the chat, I will make sure that you get one of those prize packs. And so I'm gonna stop sharing right now so I can turn it over to Anna for her presentation and allow her to share her screen with everybody.
So as I said, my name is Anna Rogers. I am the assistant field hockey coach here at Lock Haven University, and I am also the co-advisor of our Student Veterans Alliance. And I volunteered to do this presentation. It's an area that is very dear to my heart and important, that we're providing these opportunities and options for our students and our student athletes on campus. So the name of my presentation is Healthy Haven Living. And we're going to be discussing today about the 8 dimensions of wellness. There's actually a National Wellness Week that's celebrated annually during the 3rd week of September as part of the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration's National Recovery Month that was launched to inspire individuals and communities to incorporate the 8 dimensions of wellness into their lives. So we're going to now take a look at how those 8 dimensions are supported throughout Lock Haven University. And I did the main campus, not the Clearfield campus, so I do apologize if there's anyone from the Clearfield campus sitting in. But I do know that a lot of our resources are very parallel. So we will get started. Here are the 8 that you see: physical, intellectual, emotional, social, spiritual, environmental, occupational, and financial. We're first going to start with physical wellness. Physical wellness is recognizing the need for physical activity, diet, sleep, and nutrition. Now, if you see those little numbers throughout, I did source my sources. So if you are curious about more information on all of these, because I'm not going to be going too in depth, my resources are at the end for you to check those out. Among physical wellness, we have health, nutrition, fitness, and sleep. First, we're going to discuss health. It is extremely important that we are making sure to stay on top of our health, and we go and attend yearly visits to our doctor, even if there isn't something that we're noting is wrong at the moment. We want to make sure that we're going to the dentist, the eye doctor, getting a physical, and even getting blood work done. Having this information is so important that you have a record of this information, because if something does come up where you do find that you have an issue, your doctor will have a history of your information that will help them better serve you. And it's very important to also do, especially blood work, because not all issues have immediate symptoms until it's too late. So you want to take some preventative measures in keeping your health. We do have some resources on campus, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But you do want to make sure that you're coming to campus with insurance, because that's going to be your primary coverage. And you also want to see what free resources your insurance companies provide to you, and all of that can be found on their website. Local resources at Lock Haven University, we have the Glennon Student Health Service Center, and Glennon is the building as well. And all of the information is there. They also have summer hours, so you always have someone on staff and when you are on campus. As you do see that they are closed on Sundays, but it's easy to get a hold of them and make appointments. These are the services that are important for you to know that they offer. And a lot of that, as you can see, the first 4 are free, which is a really great resource to have. And then if you aren't quite sure if they do what you want, you can go onto their website, and there's frequently asked questions here on our Lock Haven website, and you just scroll through and you find what you need, your information that you come in, that you'll also need to bring with you, like your medical history form, is all in this one place. Locally in Lock Haven, we have UPMC, Susquehanna of Lock Haven, which is only a mile away from school, about 3 minutes from campus. And then we also have urgent care at McElhatton, which you'll need to drive to, but that's about 7 miles away. Other resources are CVS, Weiss, and Walmart, which are very close as well. We have a trolley that goes to Walmart, and Weiss and CVS are walkable. Nutrition, one of my favorite topics. I love to eat. So on campus, you have a lot of different options and varieties. You have the Bentley Cafe, you have Lower Bentley, which they call Lower, you have Nano Bites, which is called Nano, and then there's quick stop shops that are available on campus as well. And you can always look up the different options that the university has and the different places. As you can see, everything is currently closed because of our situation. However, we have Chick-fil-A, we have Starbucks, we have Bentley Market, GrowWorks, etc. So there are a ton of options for you to choose from. There also is the option of Haven Cupboard. That's food availability to students in need. They follow different food groups, and it's a resource for students who may need additional resources for free, such as razors. There's also great options in the city of Lock Haven as well, and those are easily found also. Just quick look up on TripAdvisor. You've got Italian, American, pub, all different options, very good. A lot of great places for a good burger. Next is fitness. it's recorded that adults need to do a minimum of 2.5 to 5 hours of moderate to intensity, or 1.25 to 2.5 hours of vigorous intensity aerobic physical activity throughout the week. Adults should also be doing muscular strengthening activities of moderate or greater intensity and that involve all major muscle groups. Now, where to do all of this? In Lock Haven, we have our Student Recreation Center, which is known as the SRC or the REC. You have Zimmerly Gym, which is also known as ZIM. You have Rogers Gymnasium, Jack Stadium, which is the football field, has a great new track around it. Charlotte E. Smith is the AstroTurf surface that Jordan got the correct answer on. Great surface to run around. You also have tennis courts, there's intramurals, there's fitness centers, and there's club organizations that are available to participate as well. More information on this has already been explained in the Haven Experience in the May 28th edition of Benefits of Exercise on Campus. And that's on our LHU Orientation YouTube page. Within Lock Haven, you have the YMCA, there's some fitness gyms. You have the William Klinger River Walk, which is also known as the Lock Haven Levee Trail, which is very pretty at night, especially during the summer and fall months when the lights are all lined up and so pretty. You have trails for hikes and bikes all around, and those are easily found on the web as well. Sleep facts. I think sleeping is probably one of the first things to go out as a college student. So important, and I'll be talking more about this in my Healthy Haven 2.0. But sleep plays a vital role in good health and well-being throughout your life. Getting enough quality sleep at the right times can help protect your mental health, your physical health, your quality life, and your safety. Next is intellectual wellness, and that is recognizing creative abilities and finding ways to expand knowledge and skills. You have hobbies and talents or something you want to learn. Lock Haven has skills, technical classes, event nights, and always you can join a club or an organization to try out new things or do the things that you love. Academia is the support of student success in the classroom. With that, we have faculty and staff, support staff, and a little extra. You have your faculty advisors within your majors, and you also have your professors that are always willing to help you out. Support staff, there's tutors, there's coaches, there's club and intramural advisors, and even your fellow classmates. Upperclassmen, I know on my team, are amazing support for our underclassmen who are going through the same majors and classes that they are. A little extra. Tutors are always extra. You can do first tutoring options that they have are in the library. There's also tutors within the majors as well. There's a writing center, you have the library, the math center, and then majorly you have the Office of Disability Services for Students, or ODSS. This provides accessibility and accommodation resources to students with disabilities, and they are committed to serving a diverse student body. They want all their students to achieve academic success through equitable access to university programs, services, activities, and facilities. If you want to know more about this, there's Haven Experiences coming up on July 23rd and July 28th, so you can gain some more information there for those support systems. Emotional wellness is coping effectively with life and creating satisfying relationships. Among that, we're going to look at stress, happiness, and your feelings. Stresses. You have physical, psychological, psychosocial, psychospiritual, and eustress. Many people aren't quite sure what eustress is, but that's the happy stress. Sometimes stress can be good, but the four above that, not so much. The effects are cognitive, emotional, behavioral, psychological, and social. And we'll be touching more on that in Healthy Haven 2.0. So ask yourself, are you happy? What makes you happy? And when was the last time you were happy? Do you know how to express your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings? Do you know the difference between depression from sadness or grief? Do you know the difference between stress and anxiety? But most of all, do you know you're not alone and that someone is always here to help you at Lock Haven? If you do need some help and we can tell you where to find guidance when you need it and when you want it. So at Lock Haven University, we have a counseling center that offers counseling services. We have 3 on staff currently, and we also have a mental health resource sheet. Sorry, I am pulling that up at the moment. That's available for you on our website as well. That also gives you some guidance on the options that you can explore and some more off-campus options as well. Local area resources are found by a simple Google click. You also can go on and within the mental health website on our campus website, they also give you a list of all these resources so that you don't have to do that work yourself if you would struggle to find what you're looking for. The big thing with this is you need to make sure that your insurance covers whatever services you're inquiring about. So when you call to inquire about an appointment, that's one of the questions that you want to make sure that your insurance is able to cover it. And the counseling center can also help you with that as well. There's hotlines. If you ever need anything at all, Stop It Now, Please Live, Aluna Network, and Victim Connect gives a list of all of the national hotlines. So there's always someone available 24/7 if our current staff is not available in the counseling center. Your RA staff, I'm sure, also has that information for you, and they're a great resource as well. And we are going to talk about them being a resource when we go into environmental wellness. Social wellness is developing a sense of connection, belonging, and a well-developed support system, which is so important when you come to college. You're leaving your family at home, you're leaving your routine, what you know, and it's so important that you find that support system when you come to college. We're going to talk about stepping out, we're going to talk about the DISC and that roommate life. So stepping out. Might be a little confused what I mean by step out of your comfort zone into your comfort zone. A lot of times when we're in high school, and I know I was even this way, I knew that I liked certain things, and I was a type of person who had held herself back a little bit because I was afraid to step out of my comfort zone because I was afraid of what other people would think. However, if you take that little step, I'm sure you're going to find your comfort zone outside of that. You need to try something you've always wanted to try. Don't be afraid. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to fail. And we fail every day, and we get back up, and it just builds character. Ask those questions. The worst answer you're going to get is no. But that shouldn't stop you from asking them. Find a group or organization that allows you to be you freely and judgment-free. Find your voice, setting healthy boundaries, using good communication skills that are assertive rather than passive or aggressive, but genuine and authentic with others, and treating others in a respectful and accepting way. Now we're going to talk about joining in, the Hope Center, and the Safe Zone. Join in. There are so many clubs, Greek life, organizations on campus. That list is also there for you to look at as well, and that's very easy to find on our webpage as well. That is on the Student Activities Office page. Oops, there we go. So get involved, okay, you can click on and you can find. Intramurals, sports teams. Now, sports teams are a little different because we are NCAA sports. We have Division II and Division I. Many times you are recruited into the sport at Lock Haven. However, it is a definite possibility to be a walk-on. That is an option and tryouts. So don't give up on that dream if that's something you want to try out. But there are many of the sports teams that we have at the NCAA level that you can also do at the club or intramural level. There's community projects, there's spiritual, environmental, and political groups. However, if you're not finding what you're looking for, you can always start it as well. Fall events. Let's start your first year off with a bang, okay? Or soaring, as I say. Move-in weekend is so important. It's very exciting to get on campus. You're going to meet your RA for the first time face-to-face. You're going to meet maybe your roommate for the first time face-to-face, your neighbors, all these great new people. So definitely come with an open mind and put yourself out there. Just say hello and smile. That's all it takes. There's a club fair at the beginning of the year. There's also homecoming after a few weeks in. And then whenever you go on the student activities page, there's also an events calendar. I'm not going to show you that. It's a little blank right now since we don't know what's happening, but it's usually filled with things to do. Now, there is a Haven experience coming up on August 6th that you're going to want to check out, and that'll talk through your move-in process there. Student Activities Office staff is listed. As you can see, we do have a good number of them. Where to find them is on Facebook. They have a great page that you can make sure that you like so that you know everything that's going on in the university. Also on our website, there is a student activities page as well. And a lot that happens is coming out of the upper level of the pub. That Haven experience is going to be July 30th if you want to find out more about what there is to do as a student at Lock Haven. Now the Hope Center. My players really like going here. I think there's a chair there that they end up relaxing in and falling asleep after practice, but there's more to the Hope Center. HOPE stands for Haven Outreach Programs for Empowerment. And it exists to support, empower, and enlighten all students about issues of sex, gender, sexual violence, personal safety, and health, social justice, and educational equity. Our programs and events are designed to foster open discussion and intellect exchange about these and other issues, to promote an overall sense of well-being, and to create a safe campus climate for all. Now the contacts are all there. As you can see, there's a great staff that's behind the Hope Center as well. And there are limited hours, so you just need to make sure that it is open. These are the fall hours. 2020 has not been determined yet. Safe Zone is for LGBTQ community. Lock Haven University's Safe Zone's mission is to create a safe and welcoming environment for students who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, and their allies by helping to develop support on campus. This creates a support network for students who may face discrimination or conflict in society, particularly students who are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender, queer, or questioning, and their allies. We do have a Safe Zone website as well, but you can learn more about this on July 9th through the Haven experience, as they'll be talking about the LGBTQ student resources available at Lock Haven University. Personality traits. I think these are so important. I learned so much about myself doing this. I was a director of residence life out in California, and I learned very quickly my personality traits are very opposite of what I need my staff to be. I am very atypical person, and a lot of times RAs are not. So it was very good to learn a lot about myself and about my staff so that we could all work together. And it's definitely helped me coaching, also among my family and my friends. So we're going to talk more about personalities and the differences and why all personalities are so important in this world in Haven 2.0. you need to make a conscious effort about where you live. Okay, what do you want to get out of your living arrangement? Are you more of a private person? Do you want a community atmosphere? Be 100% honest with yourself, especially picking a roommate. If you come to school and you have a best friend, and your best friend is a night owl, but you like to go to bed early and wake up early, and they like to stay up late and sleep in, that might be some conflict you don't want to have your freshman year. So be honest, be true to yourself, and have those tough conversations to make sure that you enjoy your living experience and who you're living with. Just, they might be next door to you. Doesn't mean you necessarily have to be in the same room. But our housing options are on our webpage, and there are different options if you need more of a private living situation or more of a community living situation. I've had players who love Woolwich Hall because they are so outgoing. They want to know everything that's happening. And then I've had quiet players come in and they don't care what everybody else is doing. They just want to sit in their room and study. So really know what you need to be successful for your freshman year. Spiritual wellness is expanding our sense of purpose and meaning in life. If you already have a spirituality that you are practicing, you can continue it while at Lock Haven. There's many spiritual and faith-based clubs, and then within the city of Lock Haven, there are options for you as well. If you're not quite sure and you're looking for some meaning, or even meditating, meditation is a spirituality aspect as well. And if it's something that you think you've heard about it, you're curious about it, or curious about any type of spirituality, educate yourself, explore different avenues, find what's the right fit for you. Take part, practice the spirituality of your choice, find the best place for you, and you can always step away if you find that it's not for you. Environmental. This is a big one. We're all coming from different areas into one university. A lot of worlds are collapsing together, not, not collapsing down, collapsing together in a good way. So we're going to talk about campus security, a carbon footprint, dorm life, in the know, and the Center for Global Engagement. Campus security. We have resources. You need to know your resources. You need to always have a buddy system. No matter what, it's always safe to be with somebody else. Just be smart. And then you want to store emergency contacts in your favorites list. LHU Public Safety has a director and a secretary as our contact, but we have a few officers who are around campus 24/7. You will never see campus without a security officer, a police officer there supporting the university and to help you. They're an easy call away. And campus is so small that they're going to get there in no time if you need their help. There's also a Lock Haven Police Department right down the street as well. And that is about a 10-minute walk from campus if you need them. They do have a non-emergency number. If you do have questions or concerns, call that. And then always there's 911 if you're not sure. Your resident assistant, your RA, and your resident director, your RD, are always here to help you. RAs are assigned to each floor, and RDs are assigned to each building. And then you can always contact student resident life if you do have some questions and you're not sure who to go to. The Office of Social Equity, okay? This is because Lock Haven University is a member of PASHE. We make sure that we do not discriminate on the basis of race, color, religion, national origin, ancestry, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, age, handicap, disability, veteran status, or genetic information in employment, education to all individuals, programs, and activities. And this is very important for you to know, not only at Lock Haven, but also in life, that this is a Title IX federal law, and Lock Haven stands behind this as well. We do have, because it is such a big deal, we do have an office specifically to ensure that this is happening at the university, and Dina Hill leads that off. The office is down in East Campus. And then there are also resources on their page, and they give you more information about human resources, their Title IX home, sexual harassment policy, respondent FAQs, respondent notice of rights, Step Up bystander intervention program, and Step Up national website, It's On Us campaign. You can find a lot of good information there. And then you're going to want to save emergency numbers, as I said, in your phone. Also, there's a timely warning. Hey, system that you can sign up for, where you just sign up online, you click on sign up for emergency text alert, you would sign into your university account, and you would put in your phone number, and that's where they would send you, anytime we had an emergency, they would send you a text with that information. Live more green. Okay, there is recycling on campus. We actually have recycling within the buildings, but also bigger recycling is behind the Zimmerly building in big blue containers. You can't miss them. They're behind the trees, so you can't see them from the road, but if you go back to the back parking lot, they are there. Get a plant, use reusable water bottles, reusable bags. Only take food in the dining hall that you're going to eat. Dining hall is good about not having trays. That way people do not overstack their food. But go one plate at a time. Sit down, eat, go back for more. It's not going anywhere. It's a buffet. There's a few really good thrift stores in Lock Haven. My favorite's on Main Street. So go to thrift stores, Goodwill. Give back to those organizations as well. Buy used, donate. Facebook Marketplace is awesome. Carpool, take the bus or the trolley. Ride your bike or walk. Turn off your electronics when you're out of your room. Make sure the water is shut off when you leave the bathroom, and pick up litter along campus as you see it. Our campus is so beautiful. Our groundskeeping staff does an amazing job, along with our students, for not littering, of keeping the campus nice and clean. Dorm life, we're going to discuss more in social subcategory, but consider, is your living situation the best for your college experience and success? So we did touch a little bit on that. However, if you'd like some more information and to see what each dorm looks like, the housing staff will be giving a presentation on what to pack and how to live away from home on June 11th. And then there's the mini special sessions that are coming up June 15th to July 15th in each hall. Become familiar with your surroundings. This is so important. You don't want to be caught someplace that you're not quite sure how to get back to campus. So make sure that you're familiar with the city of Lock Haven. The city of Lock Haven also has a homepage with a lot of information. And then make sure that you have the campus map at your disposal. There is an interactive campus map available on our website as well. Center for Global Engagement. The Center for Global Engagement makes sure that it's a great resource for our international students. We have many on our team, and there are many that are at the university, and it's a great opportunity for you to go through them for study abroad, and also to get to know other international students as well on campus. Occupational wellness is personal satisfaction and enrichment derived from one's work. Okay, this is a little different because you obviously are not quote unquote working. However, you chose to come to school. So essentially this is your job right now. We want to make sure that you have balance. You've made the right fit. You know your resources at Lock Haven, and you take an active role. So balance involves work and leisure time, building relationships with coworkers or classmates, and managing workplace or school stress. There will be a Haven experience for tips for first semester students, there already was, and that's week 2 in the series that's on the YouTube. channel. Finding the right fit. An occupational wellness goal might include finding work that is meaningful and financially rewarding, finding work that fits with your values, your interests, and your skills. So when you're choosing your major, you want to make sure that you are choosing an occupation that you are going to be happy doing for the rest of your life. If you're not enjoying your classes in that major subject line, you may not be enjoying work. So take a hard look. You might really want to be a PA, or you really might want to be a PT, but if you're really struggling with those classes, you might have to adjust that major. We have people who can help with that as well. We have your Find Your Major tool. If you're not quite sure what you want to do, you're still undecided, you can go onto our admissions page, you click Find My Major, you create an email, password, all your information, and you'll walk through and they'll help you point out what major at Lock Haven fits you best. We'll discuss, sorry, couldn't even see what that was. LHU resources, experiential learning. This is the core of our academic philosophy. Before you graduate, you'll apply what you have learned in the class through an internship, non-credit experience, or structured course designed to provide a real-world understanding of your field. There's also the Global Honors Program. There's the Study Abroad programs where you can go to 20+ countries. There's the Center for Career and Professional Development. There was a Haven experience done on that during week 1. You have advisors, professors, staff, and coaches, and there's veteran support as well. What you can do, take assessments, ask those questions, do your research, the good, the bad, and the ugly, volunteer or internship. When you're on that internship, ask that person what they don't like about their job. Ask them what they love about their job. Make sure that those things match your desires as well. Get a job in that field, be a student worker, a summer job, build as many connections as you can, and take advantage of campus activities such as resume building, interview role play. Last but not least is financial wellness, is a feeling of satisfaction with your current and future financial situations. Current versus future financial status. Right now, you're probably getting a lot of parental help. So you're probably a little unaware of how much things cost. You also are looking at financial aid, financial loans. Find out what occupation you're choosing and the minimum salary that you may make. It's always nice to look at what the maximum salary is. However, we all don't start out there. So make sure that you're okay financially with the minimum salary that you'll make coming out of college. Is it a need or is it a want? When you're spending money, is it something that you need or is it something that you want? There's always that difference. A lot of times those wants is when I hit up the thrift store. What's important to you? Do you want that takeout today, or do you want to have a little bit extra money to study abroad over the summer? Educate yourself on finances. And one way to help you with that is the financial aid office is always here to help, especially when it comes to the finances of your education. Some tips: learn and manage finances early, especially if you're getting a paycheck. Getting that first paycheck, you get so excited. Budget, open a savings account. We have PSECU right on campus. They have a lot of great rates. Utilize your whole meal plan. I don't think I ate out once my freshman year because I felt so guilty that my parents were paying for a meal plan. There was no way, I didn't have a job. There was no way I was going to be able to afford to eat out, and I got free food. So utilize your whole meal plan. You have a lot of options on campus. Thrift stores, Facebook Marketplace, like I mentioned. Utilize the library for free books, DVDs, magazines, and newspaper subscriptions. And then set long and short-term financial goals as well. If you need some help with that, with the financial ends of it, There is a first generation students trio session on June 18th, another trio session on July 13th, and then for tips, PSCCU is giving a session on July 16th for all things managing money during college. So to conclude, I thank you for listening. All the resources are here. And as always, click on Inside the Haven. That's your source of information on campus, your emails, D2L. You'll learn a lot more about that as well when you get to campus. And then I'll be going into more detail of some of these subjects that haven't been covered by other Haven experiences during Healthy 2.0, as we'll be looking at the stepping stones and helpful tips for focusing on the dimensions of your college wellness. That's going to include nutritional, sleep patterns, specific to fitness, discovering you, emotional health, and personality traits. So I'll be doing that next Wednesday. Thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Anna? If you do, you can type them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask them. We'll also pause for a moment at the end if there's any questions there as well. Anna, thank you very much. I'm assuming you'll hang out a little bit as we do just the 2 or 3 minutes of closing here, and then we'll have an opportunity for any other questions at the end. Let me go back to my screen really quick here. Here we go. So like I said, if anybody does have any questions, feel free to go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll read them at the end. One more trivia. If you can name this complex, go ahead, put it in the chat, and we'll get you that prize pack as well. We'll give you just a moment to do that. And my next slide won't be the answer to the question, but the one after that will be. So that's kind of your timeline to answer that question if you have it. I did want to highlight Charlotte Smith Field since we talked about that today. You can see a few more pictures of it, an aerial shot from when we had the photographer with the drones on campus taking pictures of various places. It's kind of the home of LSU field hockey and lacrosse. It was rededicated in '08. When the field is lit up, I think you can see it most of the way across town when the lights are on there. So it's a really nice field and a really nice place. I'd encourage you to go out and if you're not on any of those teams, to go out and definitely support those teams when they have home games. It is really, really a beautiful field, has a great view. It's carved kind of out of rocks on the one side, and it's a really nice place. So I'll pause for one moment. Does anybody have an answer to naming this complex before I share the answer by going ahead? I'm not seeing any, but I will jump ahead. It's the Stern Athletic Complex. It's the home to several sports: soccer, men's and women's, baseball, cross country. It was dedicated in 2016. A lot of our students don't seem to ever make it over to this area during their time as a student, but I would encourage you to go and check out the home games particularly. It is across the river directly from campus, so it is a little out of the way. It's very easy to see from campus, but it is a little out of the way because you have to go down to the bridge and cross the river. But it's a gorgeous area, kind of nestled between the river and the mountains on the other side there. It's also used by men's and women's rugby, and a number of other clubs and organizations will have, particularly club sports, will have their practices and games over there as well. So it's a really, really nice place. Just some general reminders as we go along. Anna did a great job of highlighting some of the many Haven Experience opportunities we'll have all summer. We use the same Zoom meeting ID throughout. We will continue to have these Thursday lunch breaks all summer, with the exception of those 2 weeks when we're in the midst of main orientation. We have various special topics going on as well. So I encourage you to check those out. If you haven't yet registered for summer orientation, this says there are 6 dates to choose from. The first date has now hit its capacity and has capped out, so that I believe it's June 23rd. That date is no longer available to choose from, but you can choose from the remainder of the dates at this point. And we will be launching online module-based orientation that's going to cover a lot of this stuff. So if you're not picking it up in these live sessions, don't worry. We will have that information available during the module-based orientation that we're going to ask you to go through as well. It is still in development. The company still has it. Trinity and I are working diligently on propagating the information in the system, and it will launch in late June, early July. If you have any questions or any thoughts about the schedules or anything like that, all the information is out there at lockhaven.edu/orientation. The schedules are updated pretty much once a week, and there's a big red registration button right on that page if you haven't yet registered for your main orientation session. When will we receive our class schedules? Matt, a great question. They will be available to you, and you will access them during the general session of your orientation that you sign up for. So this is the first year that we're going to have schedules available at orientation for students. Typically, they came in later July, but we did move up that timeline this year so that you will get it at orientation. The registrar's office and faculty and departments are busy laying out those schedules now. It is an insanely large logistical challenge to make sure that everybody gets the classes that they need, but they will be ready and you will get access to them at orientation. Any other questions? Well, thank you very much, everybody. I'm gonna end the recording and thank you for joining us. Like I said, I encourage you to come out, and you're welcome to attend any of the sessions we have going on all summer. We'll hope to see you there. Have a great day.